Right, doing another quick little audio test before we get everything going, so bear with me one moment. Right, doing another quick. Cool, okay, got audio coming in clear. Sweet. Alright, so welcome back, everybody. It's been a minute since I have streamed anything. Bit of an issue with, my graphics card GPU went out. I kind of knew it was going out, but was hoping that it was something else. And, regardless of, what you hope for, when your screen goes black and your motherboard throws a B2 error and yeah, so very expensive card. Well, I mean, at the time it was a good card. Now it's severely outdated. It's quite a workhorse. It's got me through a lot, but yeah, it's completely dead. I have no idea how to salvage it. It's Fire Pro Graphics W7000. Yeah, not exactly the best card by today's standards, but it was good. It was very reliable. Luckily a friend came to the rescue, and I'm borrowing a card from him until I can get a new one, which that's going to be a while, because I don't know if anyone's checked the price of graphics cards lately, but even cards from 2010 are selling for a ridiculous price for no reason other than consumerism. Well, there is a shortage of chips, but there's no reason that a card from 10 years ago should cost $300. There's no reason for that. But I digress. What we're gonna do tonight is jump into Fusion and kind of continue where we left off last time. As always, we've got our two little dancing Doge down in the corner. If you feel like donating, it would greatly be appreciated. Because yeah, trying to earn some money for a new graphics card. Trying to afford a new graphics card right now. So anything you throw this way will be used towards that, and I greatly appreciate it. Only send Doge to that QR code down there. Everything else will vanish into the ether. So right. So going right into Fusion 360. Okay, so we printed out, and by we I mean I printed out this case. Everything pretty well worked. Problem is, well, these little, let's see, actually, I'm not sure if my cursor is okay, my cursor is visible. It's always, I'm never sure whether or not it is or not. So these little hinges that I made are kind of pointless. Yes, they do hold it into place. The only problem is that they actually are too stiff. So they immediately snapped once I tried to put the pin into place. So that sucks. I'm trying to decide whether or not I really want to keep them, or if I want to kind of come up with a... So I'd like to have a way for this to be at least held, and I think what I can do is, if we take off, let's take this out of the way, but I think what we can do is just sort of create a circular we can just kind of slide this in. It's not gonna make sense. Basically like a cap where we can just slide the pin into it, or we can just leave this as an empty shell right here, get rid of these entirely, and call it a day. And to be honest, I think we'll just go ahead and do that. And call it a day. Because we don't really need anything to keep it into place. We just need a place for it to rest. That's it. Nothing special. Oh no. Get rid of this. Okay, cool. Yeah, I had a problem with... Shit. So yeah, I had a problem since the computer literally shut down while I had Fusion open, and I haven't been able to pretty much after the last video that I made, that was it. I haven't been able to work on this at all. I got to print it, but that was the only thing I was able to do. So I've got to go back in here and double check. Some things. And while we're at it, I can close these up. Yeah, one thing that I did, and I felt really silly for doing this, is that so I took all this time to make sure to include, whoa, what's going on there? Why does that look like it's cutting something off? So yeah, one of the things that I did, which felt super silly for doing this, but the analysis, let's do the section analysis here. So I took the time to add these little holes here. These are where our magnets are going to go. For whatever reason, I made a mistake whenever I was printing and wasn't paying attention to the fact that so I tested every piece of the printer to see if these magnets would stick, because I was worried. I was like, oh man, you know, I don't want it to be causing an issue when it's the printer is moving back and forth over the magnets. I don't want it to move the print. Well, got everything printed out, fine. You know, it got to the point right around, I forget what layer this is, but right here, where we're just about to change, we're just about to add the top layer over the magnet. Went in, popped the magnet right inside there. For whatever reason, I think I saved the wrong one. I didn't have two magnet holes, but I was like, you know what? It's not a big deal. I'm not worried about it. One magnet is still strong enough. Two is good, but you know, whatever. So it goes, bang, pop the magnet in right there. And then now we're gonna print one layer over it and we're good to go. Prints just fine. I find out, you know, that the little tabs that we had on here were simply not going to work. It snapped off and I was kind of, you know, disappointed because, well, that was 5 hours of work to have the clips pop off. So, you know, not too happy. And then I went to test the strength of the magnet, just with an empty magnet, but so we have a magnet that's within the we have a magnet in here, and then we have a little bit of space and it's not, it's absolutely incorrect. Let's try this one more time. Okay, so 0.80. So that's 4 layers. 4 layers of plastic shouldn't be an issue for neodymium. Shouldn't be. However, when I went to test the surface of the magnet, or hold a magnet onto the surface of the plastic, I was getting like nothing. Like there was no pull. And I'm like, well, crap. If there's no pull with a bare magnet, and 0.8 millimeters of plastic, like, then surely this isn't gonna work. Like it can't possibly work, because then I'm gonna add another piece of plastic in between it. So that's 8.8. That'd be 1.60 millimeters, which doesn't seem like a lot of plastic, but that if 0.8 doesn't have any grip, then 1.6. There's no way that's gonna work. So it sat there for a while. I couldn't print, couldn't do anything. Sitting there watching a movie, and I was like, you know what? Instead of throwing away this giant lump of failed print with the magnet inside of it, I may as well dig it out and save it for another project. Because I mean, there's no sense in wasting a magnet. They're cheap, but you know, don't be wasteful. And I go and I dig out the piece of plastic, and I'm cutting around it, and I realize that there's so as everything goes, I'm digging out and I'm cutting the plastic away. And as I puncture through it, I go kind of straight through, and I realize there's a cavity there. And I distinctly remember the printer made an audible beep. I popped in the magnet and continued printing. Well, I figured, you know what? Magnet's got to be somewhere. It didn't just disappear. I remember putting it in there. Well, there's one particular place on the hot end that is metal, and the magnet just simply popped out of the hole and stuck to the printer, and there it stayed. Yeah, I looked underneath it, and there was this magnet just staring at me, saying, you know, should have glued me down. Yeah, so gotta make sure that doesn't happen next time. Gotta make sure to glue it into place, maybe give it a little time, and yeah, definitely. I mean, first time I've ever tried to print a magnet in place, so yeah, lesson learned. I just have to make sure again that turn the sketch back on. I have to make sure that these are the correct diameter, because if they're not, well, that's kind of pointless. Didn't I? Okay, I deleted these. Or okay, gotcha. I see. I understand why. Whew. That was messing with my head. Okay. .40 was what we had there. Sweet. Okay. Say hope that everything, all my dimensions are correct, because I don't want to find out later that they're not. So we've got the ones on the bottom. Let's look at the top of the case. And that looks correct. Also, I did notice one problem that I have with the bottom of the case. I do need... Well, I could probably optimize it a little bit more to use less plastic. But one thing that I need to do is I need to make a hole on the bottom of this here, where I'm going to, or where we're going to keep our concentrates at, because this is sort of a tight fit. I could make this just a little bit wider. Because then, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's actually pull this. Let's see, about 0.1. Yeah, ever so slightly, because it was way too good of a seal. And yeah, it was almost impossible to get it out once it was in there. So that was not good. As far as the top of the case, I have no idea whether or not this is even going to cause an interference or not. But I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine. And if it's not, then hey, so be it. Wonder if I can just find... Still looking for the feature. That's not that. That. Of course, I can't find exactly which one we need. Still that. Why are these? I don't know how all these could be the same thing. Somehow they are. And that's not it. That's not it. Wow. So weird. Yeah, I want to find those features and just delete them. Sorry, there was a lull there in the music and I didn't realize it. Right. find this. As long as that doesn't break too many things, it doesn't. At least I don't think. Yeah, that's not exactly correct. I guess I am just gonna have to do that. Shit. Yeah, I can already see where it's broken. Unless... Nope. It is 100% broken. All right. That's fine. Does that really matter? No, not really. But I guess we could do the same to this edge here, just for the heck of it. Does it serve a purpose? Nah, not really. But why not? Now, what I do want, I do want to have this and this. That's gonna be an issue. Oh man. I'm going to save this one. And see. Ooh. Has recovered case, because there's a lot of weirdness going on in this model that I've already fixed, and not really happy with that. Crap. This one is the exact same. Yeah, I wish. Oh man, I would really like to combine these two. Let me see something. What if yeah, when I extrude this, it's gonna make a new face, right? I think. Oof, it's hard to see what's going on right now. Visual style. Let's go to shaded. So, yeah, it's gonna make a completely new. Which is not what I want. And I can only see that in wireframe. Oh, it's so annoying. Whatever, it's gonna have to be there. And we can go ahead and go back to the latest version design you're trying to update has unsave. Sure. Yeah. Sucks. So we did lose a bit of oh well, so be it. I just hope that everything actually fits and it's not super duper tight. Because there's really nothing that I can do. Yep, the body could not be prepared, deleting faces. We'd have to make another. A lot of these unnecessary sketches, but okay, well, there's space between that. Let's see. Just gonna pop out the chat right quick. I see. I had it closed. Cool. Oh, it almost makes me want to change up this whole design. As much as, like, man, I really like the kind of I think the case would be really cool. I just wish that it wasn't using so much plastic. If there was some way that I could optimize this. Oh, I'm not exactly not the best when it comes to, you know, designing things. I get things done, I just don't maybe do it the best that I could. Although I guess I could show nah. So one of the things I did want to change while I'm thinking about this, I think that the chamfer it's way back here. That shouldn't affect anything. Yeah, that's fine. As much as I like that chamfer, and as much as I like this chamfer, edit feature, where's this one at? This fillet, rather. Here. As much as I like this fillet, I want to add a chamfer because I think that we can get the same thing accomplished with a much better angle for printing, because, you know, it looks nice, but it's cutting it a little close because the way that it prints along that curved edge is just a little, I don't know, it looks a little funny, and I think that we could make it look better. Let's see. Where is our... That's what we're looking for. Okay, so let's go back to our wireframe. I know this looks incredibly messy, but I need to be able to see the angle. Because that's way too steep. So really what's going to work for the top is not going to work for the bottom. So let's go ahead and do that individually. So back to chamfer here. And 2 distances. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Kind of ridiculous, but I think the whole thing is kind of ridiculous anyway. And let's do the top. So we stayed on 2. I mean, basically, I just don't want it to be... I want it to have some edges. Let's see. Don't have to do... Let's... It's so... this would be pretty nice if I knew exactly 5.50. And 57 degrees. About 60. Can't do 60. 8. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that'll work better anyway for keeping things consistent. Let's move that. Yeah, I wish. Let's see. So, in all honesty, this is done. You know, the clips didn't work that we had on there, which is fine. We've got a little place to hold our pen. This little well here wasn't quite big enough. But now that it's just a place to hold the pen, I think it'll be okay, since we don't have anything kind of trying to clip it into place. It's just going to sit there. I think that's fine. This well was big enough to put our tiny little dabber tool and our USB. So, and these little holes actually worked very, very, very well. Looked pretty cool with having 4 of them. Again, I don't know how well the top functions, because, well, I didn't have an opportunity to print out the top before my graphics card died, so don't know how effective the top is, but we'll find out. I'm actually going to print this out tomorrow, and hopefully it'll come out right, because the top case, actually, let me save this out. Save this mesh. Actually saving everything now as 3MF files. Let's see. Case top final. Gonna open up Fusion 360. Yeah, interesting enough, I'm looking at the file that I saved out. For some reason, it only printed, or it only registers one of those holes, and I don't know, one of the holes for the magnets, and I'm not sure why that is. There it is. I don't know exactly how long this is going to take. 2 hours and 52 minutes. So it would be layer 71 that we would need to come in here and tell it to pause at. I think. Actually, no, I think we'd print layer 71 and then, well, we've got enough space, so 71 or 72 would work just fine. Since we have kind of it's gonna fall into that hole. Sucks, man. I don't know why it doesn't. It doesn't show every. Oh no. My script is gone too. Man. Oh. Well, looks like I've got a lot of work to do when my computer crashed in the middle of everything. Oh nothing was saved. Well, I think I'm gonna call it there. I've got a lot of work ahead of me to do and one day off to do it. And so, sorry if this is a lot of rambling. I'm just getting back into the swing of things after being, kind of away from the computer for, holy cow, I don't know how long it was, but I want to thank everybody for watching. Shout out to Sendaika for watching for a while. Appreciate it. If you like the channel, feel free to subscribe. We do this practically every week. I'd like to do it every other day. A little bit of modeling. Sometimes we do gaming as well. Actually might jump on and do a little bit of gaming tonight. So if you like the content, yeah, just subscribe to the channel and see what we got coming in the future. Hopefully we're going to grow this channel to something a little bit bigger, doing a lot more 3D printing and a lot of CAD modeling. So hope to see you around. As always, have a good one.